Well, I think the best way to record is in your car. It's the most silent place I could find. I have 5 dogs and that run in and out of my office, so it's hard to do. But I wanted to say welcome to class, and I look forward to being together with you, even if it's virtually. I do want you to know that I expect you to use my phone number. It's 361-438-1608. It is the best way for me to discuss with you any kind of concepts or anything that you're wondering about, and I would be happy to do that. If I don't answer, leave me a message or text me and I'll call you back as soon as I can. My goal for you this semester is for you to be inspired and energized, motivated to participate in the political process in the state of Texas. So one of the ways that I do that is to offer a variety of opportunities for you to learn. Not to look for the things that confirm the way you understand your world, but to actually learn some new things. I'm under the assumption, based upon my experience with most students, that you have lived most of your academic life memorizing and regurgitating. That is not going to happen in this class. I am not interested in you memorizing a set of facts and then regurgitating it on a test for me, only to forget it 2 weeks later. This subject is way too important for you to do that. And your participation is way too important. So I actually want you to learn not just the what part and the what kinds of things that legislation does, who's the players, how it functions, but I want you to know what it means. I mean, it's one thing to know that this is a hand and this is an arm. That's great. We need to know that that's what it is. But if we don't know what it actually does and what it can do, we can't know how well it's doing. And that is what I want you to learn. I want you to learn to have the skill set to actually be able to see what the arm is doing, why it's doing what it's doing, how it functions at an optimal level, and how well is it doing right now. Those are important skills. So the one thing I want you to know is it's really important for you to follow and read and watch the things that I've asked you to do in the beginning of the course, because in the beginning what we're doing is laying a foundation. I don't want you to start building the house, meaning I don't want you to start reading your weekly readings and doing chapters until you have a fundamental basis of understanding. That fundamental basis of understanding has a lot to do with the way we think. Many times we arrive at ideas and opinions. We have no idea how we collected that information. We might have just listened to K99 and said, oh, there you go. I have no idea. That is why it's important to understand logic. That's why it's important for you to identify and be able to identify an argument that's being made, and not only an argument that's being made, but be able to take a look at those premises to see the validity of them and whether the conclusion can be drawn from those premises or not. First, we have to have some critical thinking skills. I know you've heard that word a million times, but you're actually going to need to apply that. And the way that we do that is that we learn logic. Logic also helps prevent us from arriving at something based upon our own preconceived opinion. It allows us to look at things that may be emotionally charged that we can set aside. We can set that aside because we don't start even looking at an analysis until we've identified the argument. Once we've identified the argument, there are certain things that I want you to utilize to evaluate what is being said. And that is not your opinion. I know, but it is a certain set of standards. And that is, put on your lens of democracy. Here you go. So when you're reading, I want you to apply the principles of democracy, and I've outlined those in writing, so it should be very clear to you. The other thing that I want you to do is enjoy the process of learning. open the door of your mind to different ideas and thoughts, and really look at how you can utilize this to be an active participant in the political process. Whether you're a participant now or not, as far as you're concerned, is really not relevant, because you are a participant. You are a silent